Now.
This is County Court of Law number 6, Judge Wayne Christian via remote Zoom hearing for 3 months remote probation. Today is Monday, the 12th, I think, of October 2020, and the time is approximately 2:16 p.m. And we have case number 628390, State of Texas versus Sapphire Ferrer, with attorney Andrew Froelich, which is a motion to revoke, or rather a first amended motion to revoke community supervision. We have cause 318332, State of Texas versus Catherine Scherer, Shearer, with attorney Mary Petrozek. And this is a motion to revoke community supervision also. And we have cause number 619428, State of Texas versus Rodolfo Reyes, with defense counsel Orlando Garcia. And this is a motion to revoke community supervision also. At this point in time, Mr. Garcia and Mr. Reyes are not present on the Zoom hearing, but Mr. Froelich and Ms. Ferrer are present. Are you ready to proceed?
We are, Your Honor.
And Assistant Criminal District Attorney Jeffrey Wright is present.
Yes, Judge.
And representing the Bexar County CSCD is Ms. Susan Gross, who I will swear at this time. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony we're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Sure do.
Okay. With regard to Ms. Ferrer's case, the first document I have in front of me is entitled Defendant's Consent to a MTR Hearing by Video Conference, allegedly signed both by the defendant, Ms. Ferrer, and her attorney, Mr. Froelich. Ms. Ferrer, is this your signature on this document, ma'am?
You have to unmute.
Mr. Froelich, is this your signature, sir?
That's not my client. Ms. Ferrer, if you could unmute yourself and
Yes, sir.
thank you.
All right, Mr. Froelich, is this your signature on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay. And the next document I have is a trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. And the document I have is marked as a plea bargain case, and this is not a plea bargain case. This is tentatively a revocation of the defendant's community supervision, and the defendant has a right to appeal the court's actions revoking the community supervision, but not the underlying conviction. Mr. Froelich, would you agree that that is the correct?
I agree. I agree. Your Honor. That is the correct way that should have been checked.
Okay. And I also have allegedly Ms. Ferrer's signature on this document. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Froelich's signature on this document. Is that correct, sir?
Affirmative, Your Honor.
And this is an uncontested motion to revoke probation. Would that be correct, Mr. Froelich?
We do have a recommendation from the state, and we would like you to follow that recommendation.
I understand. We'll look at that at the appropriate time, but you are not contesting the MTR at this point. It's going to be a plea of true to something. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
True with an explanation, I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Ferrer, in cause 628390 on the first amended motion to revoke community supervision, how do you plead, ma'am?
True with an explanation.
Ms. Gross, would you please advise us what the status of Ms. Ferrer's probation is?
Judge, her reporting has been good. We last saw her on September 24th of this year. Her case is paid in full. She has completed all 50 hours of her community service, as well as DWI education, victim impact panel, and CATSNP. She's currently on Smart Start Mobile testing 4 times a day. And over the last time period, she's missed 1 test and had 0 high BRACs. Over the course of her probation, she's had 7 negative drug tests and a total of 5 skipped drug tests, and 2 of those are alleged on today's motion to revoke. Officer is recommending that she go through biweekly drug testing for a minimum of 60 days, and her case is due to expire January 6th of 2021.
My records reflect that Ms. Ferrer had a prior MTR that apparently was withdrawn by the state. Is that correct?
Yes, it was during the time of COVID when we could not have MTR hearings. Therefore, the conditions were amended at that time.
So would everybody agree that failing to submit to UAs is pretty much the only problem we're having with Ms. Fair?
I would say so, Judge, and it's just that because there's no indication she's drinking any alcohol. She's finished everything else she needs to finish. It's just a matter of she missed a couple of the last two UAs. But Judge, if I could, one other thing, she has started a new job today where she had to take a drug test to get that job. So if I had proof, I would submit that there was a UA taken for the drug test we could submit showing that she's not using drugs, but we don't have that at this time. So
Okay.
she's doing great.
Let's cut to the chase. Why is she missing UAs? I mean, there are 2 alleged on this MTR. I think there were 2 or 3 more on the other MTR. Why are we missing drug testing? This is once a month. This isn't even weekly.
That was just a miscommunication, Judge, between her and her probation officer. She thought she was free to go, and she was not.
Ms. Fair, are we going to miss any more drug tests?
Absolutely not. Not. Definitely not.
Mr. Wright, have you and the defense entered into an agreement with the understanding that I have to approve the agreement and I have the absolute right to not approve the agreement on this particular case?
That's correct, John.
And what is the agreement from either one of you?
It is continue on probation, deny the state's motion, bi-weekly UAs for 60 days, and 0 tolerance, which is just a probation recommendation too.
Does bi-weekly mean like twice a week?
No, every other week.
Every other week? Okay, I've got a better plan than that. Okay. Ms. Fair, the court accepts your plea of true to all conditions on the motion to revoke probation with an explanation. The state's motion to revoke your probation. Within reason, I'm going to follow the agreement between the state and the defense. She's apparently done everything on her probation that we need her to do, except to be monitored on these drug tests. Would you agree, Susan?
Yes, Your Honor, and she does remain on Smart Start at 4 times a day at this time.
Okay, how long has she been on the Smart Start mobile device at this point?
I believe since the start of probation, which would have been January of 2020.
So she's been on the Smart Start mobile for 10 months, plus or minus?
Correct.
Do you agree, Mr. Furlock, that's the amount of time she's been on the device?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Have we ever had any positives on the Smart Start mobile while she's been on it?
Let me double check real quick.
I mean, they're not alleged on this MTR, so they're certainly not recent if there are any.
I don't want to say either way, but I believe that's a negative, literally.
I'm pulling it up right now. That's the MTR I sent you earlier, Judge. Yes, she did have prior high bracs on 9 February 2020. At 10:10 p.m., she had a .036.
Rose.
And on 21 February, she had a high brac of .029 and failed to submit a retest.
I got a reset.
And
I got a reset.
she's had 15 skip tests and was in lockout for a while back in March. Then from February to March 29th, she had 46 skip tests. Then on 8 March, she had a high brac of 020. That's it, Judge.
And then she met me. So, Judge, since that, we've fixed all of the different problems. And since she's retained my services, she has gotten all of her stuff done, all the classes, all the rest of everything else, and haven't had a problem until now.
Let's continue. Smart Start mobile. Better safe than sorry. We only have 3 more months of probation. The 7th of February. Keep it at 4 blows a day. We haven't had any problem with her for about 8 or 9 months on that. I'm going to make it weekly UAs with the understanding once she shows me 4 clean weekly UAs, and if she took a UA somewhere today and you can provide proof of that to probation, that can count as 1.
Working on it.
Anyway, show me 4, and then you're going to have to get back with me. I won't remember this. You'll have to bring it back to mine and Susan's attention. We'll take her off the weekly UAs and put her back on monthly UAs. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
All right. State anything further?
Nothing further, Judge.
Ms. Fair, have you got any questions on any of this?
No, sir.
All right. Thank your lawyer. You got the best lawyer in town. He got over on me again.
I know.
Don't go anywhere, guys. Ms.
Yep.
Ferrer, your officer will be, either your officer or myself today or tomorrow will be sending you amended conditions.
Okay.
You need to sign them and return them.
Ma'am.
And you can call your officer and let her know what happened this afternoon, and that I'll be doing the conditions for you to sign. Or you can call her first thing in the morning if you haven't heard from either myself or her.
Yes, ma'am.
Any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, I hope not to see you again. Goodbye, Mr.
Me
Froelich.
too.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Andrew. Okay, Mary, do you have your client on? Ms. Petrozek, can you hear me? You've got your mic off, I think.
Sorry, Judge, I'm trying to push the space bar. Yes, Judge.
Do you want to go in a breakout room, Mary?
Mary, have you had a chance to look at the MTR? Do you need more time?
Yeah, I just looked at it. I'd like to, I guess, review it with my client and I'll
Breakout? All right,
bring what the
that's
expectation
okay.
of the court today.
Okay.
I'm going to do a break room so they can confer.
Mary, did you get it? I thought I put you in there.
Is your client on?
Okay.